Well, one of the problems is there's not one best way to learn it. So you're still linking multimodal. Same thing I did 28 years ago. It's just that now I've got more modes, or I've got a better access to them. It's hands-on, it's visual, it's participating, it's doing, and it's a lot of collaboration, think, pair, share, working together to try to come up to the answer. And if I can, give them a challenge that's difficult where they're forced to work together to try to find the answer. And then all that's got to happen in an environment that's not real threatening.
Mr. Wayne, he'll teach us a principle and then he'll let us actually work with our friends. So even if we don't work as wonderfully with them because we get distracted, he'll support us while we're doing that. So it doesn't seem like it's stressful or he isn't really being considerate of how we want to learn. It really helps actually feel like we're part of the system that's working.
Well, one thing it means doing something I haven't done before and trying to get at, again, that deeper understanding. How can I get them to visualize what's in my head and their head? So how can they see it? A lot of physics is about the logic behind it. It's not the math, it's the logic of why did I make these decisions, why did I make this setup, all those choices that go into it. And so with the technology, I can try to get them to explore some of that logic. So in the activity that I'm working on, we're starting with some video activity with high-speed cameras. But really for me, a lot of the activity is about learning how to use the equipment. This is the first time they've used this piece of equipment. And then later on when we do more video activities, they'll use the cameras, they'll use the video analysis software. So it's really important for the tools to get them used to these tools. So when we go on, they can visualize it and then they can reach out with the technology and apply it to their everyday lives and do things that they couldn't do before. The nice thing about using the video tools is they can see it, and they actually have to have some kind of manual manipulation to figure out where they're going to put the measurement points and make some decisions. And I think making those decisions is part of the learning process. Whereas if it becomes a magical box on the table they don't understand, they just skip that part that they'll need.
Mr. Wayne, he posts a lot of in-detail videos online as introductions to the topics and also to help us get through the topics. And it really helps us see a visual interpretation of how it does and helps us get through it.
They need to know a lot, and tomorrow, when I do the lab, they'll be learning a lot more in class. So I've got YouTube videos that I've put on how to use the cameras, how to shoot the video, how to analyze the video, and there's going to be a lot of that in this lab. In future labs, it'll hardly be there at all. But in the beginning, there's a lot of YouTube videos. So tonight is part of their homework, tonight is part of their homework. They're looking at a couple minutes worth of video, probably about 5-7 minutes of video, about how to shoot the video. Tomorrow they'll work in groups, so we'll whiteboard around the room. I'll give them some questions, what's wrong with each video, have them whiteboard the answers, have them move around a little bit. Again, collaboration, work together, talk about it, because some of the kids aren't going to do the homework. But before class starts, I need them all to be on the same page.
If you think 2's the best, go over here. If you think 7's the best, go over here. 2 by the door. 7 away from the door.
I don't want to move. You guys.
If you think it's a tie, go in the back.
Door is negative.
So a lot of it is, instead of me sitting up there in the beginning of the class saying, this is what you're doing, this is how you do it, there's less of that, a lot less of that, probably 10% of that. And the rest of it is some videos they watch when they need to. So when they have a question, they have the resource. And that's actually part of the grading of the lab, is not asking me, but knowing to go to the videos and find the answer there.
He lets us find out some of these things for ourselves, or if he gives us a principle, he'll make us do a few problems where he gives us all the givens and stuff, and then he'll have us do a lab where we actually use that information and figure out stuff for ourselves.
I feel like it's very similar to a real work environment because of the way that we split up into groups and collaborate just like real scientists do in their jobs.
Something about the video and having the physical 3D world and not being so virtual, so they can still get their hands on it, and there's a lot more to think of, because in the virtual world a lot of things are set up for you. But here there's a lot of mistakes that can be made, so there's a lot of growth in that and understanding what's going on.